Your mic working?
Yeah, everything good.
That's right, that's right. All praises, right? Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, call halal, Yahweh, Bashim, Mashiach, Yahushai. We're back with another lesson of edification through the Spirit to the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad. A mighty shalom to our beloved brothers and sisters out there enduring this truth for the sake of the name of the Most High. Staying 10 toes down to magnify the ministry. Staying on fire for the Most High, doing the work in season and out of season. Helping to feed the sheep and wake up the elect in these last days. Shalom, shalom. Go ahead, King. You got it.
Shalom, shalom, man. Shalom to all the brothers and sisters out there that's keeping this truth and enduring in the faith until the end days come, man. The bombs is coming. They're right around the corner, right? The video that we putting out there, man, through the Spirit, right, is are you really in this truth or not, right? And that's a good question, man, for you to ask yourself, man, right? Like in the book of Corinthians, it tells you, man, examine yourself and see if you be in the faith, right? So that's what we're here to do, man, to examine ourselves and Lord willing, influence y'all to examine yourself.
That's right. That's right. And that's a mighty question, man. To be able to ask yourself, because we see this happening all the time in Israel, man. Jake's coming in and out this truth. Eve's coming in and out this truth. A lot of brothers and sisters, they be in that lukewarm spirit where, they know the truth, they know who they are, and a lot of these things, but they ain't really doing nothing about it, right? They ain't willing to build towards the kingdom. They wear their fringes in and out, not really being 10 toes down, man. It's a vexation of spirit, but we know the Most High works in the way that He works. So we kind of wanted to push y'all brothers and sisters to get out there, man, because the end is coming, man. These nukes is getting ready to fall. These presidents and these kings of the earth, they about to start combating each other, and all kinds of madness is getting ready to take place, man. Right. So that's the question to ask, man. Are you really in this truth? Right? Are you really 10 toes down for the name of the Most High? Right? Are you really in it for the kingdom, man? Let me pull blue letter real quick and pull this up on the screen. All right, so I want to start off with a mighty scripture, right? Let's get that Second Timothy. All right. It's lucky. Is that okay? Yeah. Second Timothy chapter 4. Right. So this is the book of Second Timothy chapter 4 and verse number 2. Right. And it reads, preach the word, be instant in season and out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. Right. So that's a part of being in this truth, man. And that's a thing that kind of keeps you embedded in this truth when you're out there preaching the word. A lot of Jakes and a lot of Eves, they get into this truth. They know who they are. They claim that they're the Israelites. I'm from the tribe of Judah, this tribe of Benjamin, that, right? But they ain't really out there preaching the word. They ain't really passionate about it, so to the point where they're not even preaching the word, man. They're not instant in season or even out of season. It don't matter the weather. It don't matter the time of the year. It don't matter the time of the month, day, hour, whatever, man. Right? Preach that word. That's going to keep you in this thing. But a lot of people, they don't really in that type of spirit. Reprove, rebuke, and exhort. Right? Reprove yourself. Rebuke yourself. Exhort yourself, Man, and one thing about that, right? Rebuking, a lot of Jakes and a lot of Eves, they don't want to take that. Exhortation of spirit, they don't want to understand that. They're not long suffering in this truth to be able to withstand the test of times, man. They're not enduring until the end, especially with certain doctrines, certain beliefs. A lot of candidates might have, different understandings of the Bible and things like that, but at the same time, man, all it comes down to is keeping up the commandments, man, and having faith, right? Doing the work of the Most High to the best of your ability. Right. Go ahead, King. You got some?
Khan, Not really, man. You said you had a couple precepts, right? You want to get one? Cause I do. Yes, I do. So, can you get for me Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 17? Because a lot of times what people do is, right, they'll get engulfed in their mistakes, man. And we all gonna continuously make mistakes, man. That's why the scriptures tell us, right? And we're gonna get that scriptures too. You know, a righteous man falls 7 times. He falls a perfect amount of times, but he gets up eight, right? So we also need to understand that we can't allow our sins to weigh us down, man. You know, we had a past life. Yeah, we had a past life. But the Lord says because we did it in ignorance, he'll wink at all that. So now we're really worried about the sins that Salakia that we make today, man. You know, and don't let those sins weigh you down and take you out of this thing, man. Stay in this thing, right? Keep pushing forward, man. Right? You got that out?
16 and 17, Con.
Yeah, come.
This is the book of Second Ezra,
Chapter
chapter.
no, chapter six,
Wait, you got choppy.
chapter 16, verse 76.
Okay, Con, it's lucky. This is Second Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 76. Right, it says, "And the guide of them who keep my commandments and Slaki." Let me start at 75. "Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh is your guide."
Hold on. Khan Salaki, I'm still choppy.
That's a little better.
Khan. So my bad. Read that again for me, out.
Second Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 75. It says, "Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith Yahweh. Let not your sins weigh you down."
Khan
And
Salaki. There we go. Let not. So it tells us, let not your sins weigh you down, right? Because that's what we end up doing, man. Like, you know, the Bible said you bringing up all the scriptures that you ain't supposed to be talking about right now. You like, yeah, he said that our righteousness is like filthy rags. Yeah, he said that we ain't nothing but dust and ashes. You know, yeah, he said that you know, you only could find one righteous man out of 1,000, zero righteous women. You know, yeah, he said this. You know, now you're pulling out all the scriptures on yourself, right, to make yourself feel more and more less worthy, right, because you done messed up here or you had a hiccup there, right? That's not how the Lord is. That's not how He wants us wired, right? He wants us wired in a way of saying like, look, okay, well I messed up here, I repent for that, and I'm gonna go extend grace. I'm gonna go extend mercy to somebody so that way I could kind of feel like I know my sins are forgiven or that sin is forgiven, right? So let not our sins weigh us down, man, because that's what's really taking brothers and sisters about this thing.
mm-hmm. That's right. "And let not your iniquities lift up themselves."
And don't let your iniquities lift up themselves, man. Like months back, maybe closer to a year now, you know, I slipped up and hit a blunt, right? But I'm not gonna let that destroy my salvation. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let that take me out because I was drinking too heavy and I end up smoking a blunt. No, I'm not. I'm not, or hitting it, right? Not smoking it, but hitting it. So, but I'm not gonna let that lay me down, man. Weigh me down. I'm gonna keep pushing for the mark, man. Right? And this is one thing about Israel, man. We start to get into depression because we already beat down. We already are hurt people, and then we we slip up. You know, maybe you get too drunk, you do this, you get another wife because you're drinking too much. Whatever might happen, don't let that thing weigh you down before to where you knock yourself out of the race, man. Right? Read on.
Reading on. Verse 77. "Woe be unto them that are bound with their sins."
It says, man, destruction's gonna be unto you that's covered up and locked up and chained to the So you gotta make sure, man, you letting something roll off and you making sure you put in more work, man, to get rid of these sins. Not saying to nobody, go continue to sin and this, that, and the third, but you will have a hiccup every now and again because the scriptures tell us every man in the scriptures had a hiccup, right? And it's just bound to happen. That's it. That's all I want on that.
Con. That's right, man. You know, and them hiccups they come, but don't let it defeat you, right? We constantly in and out this thing trying to box these demons in the ring, man. If you get knocked down, man, get back up. Or you gonna be that Jake, or you gonna be that Eve that kind of takes that white towel and throw, hey, okay, look, I give up, man, I'm done. No, man, you ain't just done. Why? Because we have a greater outcome than these damn afflictions that we face, man. Right? It's enough things that we're going through, like Captain Gabawa brought out, man. You know, that's kind of dumbing us down, making us depressed, feeling unworthy. But guess what, man? We're not unworthy to the point where the Most High gave us enough grace, right, to actually make it to the kingdom, man, by giving us this truth in these last days, you know. But our Jakes and our Eves, man, they like to fall into that temptation, right? They let this temptation overtake them and plague them in their mind, so now they feel like they don't got a way out. No, man, there's always going to be a way out, right? Let me pull this up in the book of First Corinthians, right? So Corinthians and 10, right? Classic, right? First Corinthians 10 and 13, right? And it reads, it's lucky. There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able. See that? Right? So temptation is always around the corner, man. Temptation is quick to be there right around the corner, waiting for you privily in the secrets of the night, man, and to knock you out this thing, right? Satan's at work. As much as Satan's at work to knock our brothers and our sisters out this truth, you should be at work even much more, man, to stay in this thing, right? Keep fighting that good fight, not giving up, so you can hold your head up high and be like, look, man, I'm staying in this thing, man. You know, there's a lot of things that are coming in this world, and there's a lot of things that are in this world that's ready to swift us away, man. Are you going to be that Jake? Are you going to be that Eve that gets swept away, man, and just let it happen? Or are you going to do something about it, right? Are you going to stand 10 toes down? Or you going, you know, well, I kind of quit, you know, I'm over everything. It is what it is. No, man. You know, keep throwing them punches, man. Stop pulling them punches. You understand? Read on. But will with the temptation also make a way to escape, right? So temptation is always going to be there around the corner everywhere you look, right? But there's always going to be a way to escape at the same time. That ye may be able to bear it, right? It's not too hard, man, right? It might get hard at some times, but guess what? There's a way out all the time. You know, you might be trapped in a dark cave and understand, look, man, it's dark. I can't see. I'm being afflicted. I'm going through trials and tribulations. I give up, man. I'm just going to stay in this dark cave. No, you're not going to just stay in that dark cave because, first of all, you got in there by some way. So if you got in there by some way, then that means there's going to be a way out. You didn't just appear in that cave and you just, you know, getting afflicted and rocks is falling on you and you're all trapped. I can't do nothing about it. If you got in that cave, right, or if you put in that cave, there's always going to be a way out, right? There's an exit, and the exit is the entrance, right? And the entrance is the exit. You understand? Come on, go ahead, King, you got it.
Kind man, like the brother going into, man, there's always a way out, man. Like the scriptures tell us, right? I believe that's Sirach chapter 31. Hold on, 32. What's that one that says, give not yourself over to heaviness? Hold on. 31.
30, I think it's 38.
Yeah. Salak. I thought about that while you were talking about that, but I really have it in the chamber.
30 and 21.
Yeah, I thought it was.
I got it right
here. Bring that out for me.
Khan, Sirach chapter 30 and verse number 21. Let me zoom in real quick. Boom. Right. Give not over thy mind to heaviness, and afflict not thyself in thine own counsel. Mm. The gladness of
So the scripture tell us, man, in wisdom. So the scripture tell us in wisdom, right, that we shouldn't give ourselves over to heaviness. We should be more observant, right, to how we feeling and make sure we make the right moves, right, to get up that thing. Am I still chopping?
yeah, you choppy.
Console lock, y'all. Yeah, right quick. Let me try to figure this out.
Right. So what's going into, man? Don't give your mind over to heaviness, man. Don't be so embedded in dwelling in the sorrow of your mind where it's gonna plague you and take you out this thing. Don't fall into a deep depression where you feel like you can't make your way out, man. Right? These are a lot of the things that kind of take us out the truth. Oh, you know what, man? That Bible stuff ain't working no more. Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, the Kwam Yasserala and all of that, man. I don't know about that no more, man. I'm kind of going through some things, man. No, man, you're supposed to rejoice in that temptation. Go ahead, King.
So like I was going into, man, we need to not give ourselves over to heaviness, man. Right? The thing is, man, is once you sense that you're in a dark place, try to get out of it. Right? Change your mind up. And do me a favor, go to Sirach chapter 31 and verse number 27. Right? Because this is why we were given certain substances, right, to make our life easier to manage and deal with. Right? Don't neglect to have a little bottle of wine, a little shot here, a shot there, different things like that. Well, really on the drinking, but just make sure that they don't have no pork in it, right? The Lord tells us He gives us wine, man, to make sure that we can have a happy season, man, right? But some of our people, man, they get into this innate as AA and don't know how to really be disciplined with themselves, and it becomes a different thing. But yeah, man, it was given to us to get away from that miserable. I want to hurt myself, or I'm feeling down. I don't know what to do with myself. Get away from that feeling, right? But go ahead.
This is Sirach chapter 31 and verse 27. It says, wine is as good as life to a man if it be drunk moderately.
So wine is as good as life, because when you feel like you want to die, man, and you in your sorrows, you giving yourself up to heaviness, right? You might not have nobody to counsel with, right? Everybody just so happened, Satan put it on everybody's heart to not pick up their phone that day. Right, go get you a bottle, man. Look, man, I don't care what type of pact you made with yourself or whatever, man. Go get you something to drink right quick, so you don't give yourself over right to this heaviness, man, and end up being worse, right, than you was at the first, man. Right. So don't neglect that type of solution, right, that the Most High done gave us. Go ahead.
It says, what life is then to a man that is without wine?
It says, man, look, man, what is life dealing with to a man without wine? Like now you dealing with these problems, have nothing to help you be merry, right? When you're in this bad state of mind, right? What is life to that man? Man, that man might want to go hurt somebody or hurt himself, man. Right? But go ahead.
For it was made to make men glad.
Wine will help you continue in this truth, even though the power, I know the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is gonna keep you in this truth, man. But part of his and when I say but, I mean to say also as well, right? Every feast day, a whole bunch of offerings and free will offerings, these things come with that, right? So when you go to give an offering, right, in the ancient times, every time you give an offering, you gave them wine. Man, those brothers were drinking that wine, eating that food, chilling, being merry, right, breaking you off the same wine you gave them, right? They pulling you up out of their wine. Like, it's a whole thing where it's like our culture, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So don't neglect, right, when you're in a bad state, to make yourself happy, man.
Mm-hmm.
right? But I yield.
God, again,
Cause that, I
explain.
mean, not yet, not yet. So because that's the main thing that brings brothers out of this truth, man, is overwhelming stress of the things of the world. And I yield now.
God, that's right. I also want to hit it on verse 28, right? Why measurably drunk and in season, right? What does that mean, measurably drunk and in season, right? Don't overindulge yourself in wine just to kind of like block your mind off and just, because if you get too drunk, man, you're going to end up doing something crazy, most likely, being in that drunk spirit, Hey, things like we was young Jenks at a one point in time, man. We see our brothers and our sisters out there when they get too drunk at that club, whatever, even if they just drinking wine and it's not hard liquor, they end up doing something that they're gonna regret the next day. Getting that
Hmm.
phone call like, hey man, you kind of went off, you know what I'm saying? And hey, we seen it, man. Right? You don't want to have that spirit of regret because you didn't drink that wine measurably, right? And in season, meaning in at the right time, man. Don't just overindulge yourself every damn day trying to drink and block it out, drink and block it out. No, man. Drink at specific times, right, where you're able to. That way you can kind of like ease that pain and the sorrow of the mind and the heaviness, man. Right? Because if you do too much, you're gonna become a drunkard, right?
Not even only that too. You make yourself acceptable or susceptible, however you say that word, to depression because now your brain is looking forward to, whatever that vice is. You feel what I'm saying? It's looking forward to that thing. So now you're not able to correctly deal with certain impulsive behavior as well, right? Are you?
God, that's right. Reading on. Because the wine does what? It bringeth gladness of the heart, right? Which is your mind, and cheerfulness of the mind. So
Hmm.
that's why wine is good, right? Wine will keep us upheld to a certain degree, man. You add that degree with prayer, and then you add that with some fasting, you add that with some understanding, and you add that with some endurance and patience, and all of these things work well together, man, to keep you going in this thing, right? To keep enduring the truth, man. But a lot of our people, man, they like to fall out this truth. So the question again remains, man, are you really in this truth? Are you really going back into the world? Right? Did you really want to take the kingdom? Or you really want to kind of just like, hey, the kingdom, it is what it is. Right? And I know some Jakes out there like that and some Eves out there like that. You kind of wake them up, tell them what it is, you know what I'm saying? And be like, oh man, that's dope. We the Israelites come, but they do nothing about it. Right? Most likely you never even hear from them again. Because they're kind of battling these things in their mind. They're not resorting to wise counsel, being around the brothers, you know what I'm saying, to kind of keep them pushing in this thing, man. If I'm falling back or if I'm lacking, hey, I got another brother to keep me going in this truth, man. But you want to kind of remove yourself from the brothers, man. You want to remove yourself from the fellowship, right? You're not picking up your phone. You're not answering your text messages on none of that, man. Right? Now we just think, man, he falling away. Then we never hear from that brother again. Now he's gone back into the world, thrown on the wayside, man. Right? But let me go. Let me go to.
That's right.
You got something?
I do, but go ahead and get your precept.
Con. Let me grab this in Romans 15. Right? It's the book of Romans, chapter 15, and verse number 13. Right? It says
Pull
now.
it up on the screen, Bob.
Con. It says, now the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace and believing, right? A lot of our brothers and our sisters, man, they don't really truly believe, because behind belief, behind faith is an action behind it, right? You got to show that you really believe. You got brothers standing in that camp 10 toes down week in and week out. Oh, yeah, them brothers believe. They fight for this truth, I've been watching these camps a long time, and these camps are still out there, right? Filling you with all joy and peace and believing that ye may abound in hope through the power of the Holy Spirit, right? And what's the Holy Spirit? The Holy Spirit, one of the characteristics is the spirit of understanding, right? Given to you by the Most High so you can understand that you got to stay in this thing, man. You know what's coming. It pushes you to keep going forward. If you don't have the spirit of understanding and you don't really use wisdom in your walk, right, and you use the wisdom of the world, you're gonna fall out the truth, man. Right? You gotta remain
uh,
in abound in hope. See that? Verse 14. And it says, and I myself and also am persuaded of you, my brethren, that ye also are full of goodness, filled with
hey,
all knowledge.
take this too. Please.
Weapon up.
Nah, it's a lock here, nothing. Just asking the Ock to do something for me.
Okay, let me read that again. And I myself also am persuaded of you, my brethren, that ye also are full of goodness, right? Because we get persuaded by one of another, right? To see the goodness in one and another, man, right? Filled with all knowledge, able also to admonish one another. So we push the brother. We see the brother going off, right? We got to keep him. We got to keep him going forward, man. That's what the brotherhood and the sisterhood and the fellowship is all about. You know, you see somebody falling out the truth, we have to do something about it. This is why we're making this video, right? So you can kind of get vexed in that spirit, like, oh, you know what, man? I feel like he's speaking to me. If you feel like the shoe fits, man, hey, I am speaking to you, right? The spirit's speaking to you. You understand? Go ahead, King. You got it.
So I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna grab that one precept you all wanted, man, because you know this is a elementary precept, but it still rings true even today, man. You got to be able to identify, you know, when you're not hot or like when you hot or when you cold, right? You have to be able to fully like zone in on that. So I'm gonna get this for you, King. This is Revelation chapter 3, verse number 16.
Well,
Um,
you cut out,
so
King.
like,
You cut out.
kind
Your mic got choppy.
is it good now?
Yeah, yeah. I think it'll work. Go ahead.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 3, and verse number 15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold. I would rather thou wert cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew you. I will spew thee.
Salaki King, yeah, he dropped out. You dropped out, right? His connection is kind of bad where he's at right now, but bear with that, brother, man.
Yeah, man. So like, you get me good, King?
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of it's trying, but
It's
go ahead,
good.
try again.
So we have to
Go ahead,
understand,
King.
man, that you know, in this truth, when we cold and when we hot, right? We have to be able to identify ourselves being cold, man, right? Because if not, man, this is what makes us go further and further and further into the cold side, right? So once we identify that we're not doing enough, then we ignite our fire or blow on that fire and get that thing hot, man, right? So that way we could be acceptable, holy and acceptable unto the Most High God, man, just like a lamb without blemish, right? Or the firstborn lamb without a blemish, right? So, we want to be able to identify that, right? Are you?
Con, that's right. That's right. And that's that double-minded man, right? You can't be double-minded in this truth, not knowing which way to go. Okay, I kind of want to be in the truth, but then I don't. You know, and I'm focused on my worldly life and not the treasures in heaven. A lot of our people, man, are stacking treasures on the earth instead of treasures in heaven. What's the treasures in earth gonna do? Right? Let me get that real quick. What's that precept, Bob, real quick? You know.
The
Matthew
treasures in
6.
heaven precept?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch this, man. Watch this double back. Watch this. Matthew chapter 6 and verse number 19. Right? It says, lay not up yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt. Right? So the treasures that you focusing on in your worldly lives that's kind of keeping you out this truth, these things are gonna rust and corrupt. That means it's susceptible to being corrupt through the elements, man. You can't take that Lamborghini to the kingdom. You can't take that big old house to the kingdom. All of these works that you're doing for this world and for yourself and selfishness, right? All of this stuff is going to come to an end, man. Right? We got to start building towards the kingdom. Start putting in these bricks towards the kingdom, man. Why? Because that's going to have an everlasting life, man. It's not going to end. Right? And where thieves break through and steal. Now, next thing you know, something of yours is missing, right? You get that big house, you get that nice car, and then, damn, a month later, maybe 2 days later, your thing is gone. Now you vexed even more in the spirit. Now you dwelling even more back into the world, trying to get that bag and get it back up again. Oh man, you know what I'm saying? A minor setback is for a major comeback. I mean, nah, man. You got to get out that spirit, man. Start building these treasures towards heaven. Verse 20. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Right? So the treasures you need to be stacking is towards the kingdom. You need to start putting in these bricks and the work for the kingdom, man. Start building up this spiritual temple to make it there, right? And that goes twofold with Revelation chapter 2, right? Because even though you have that nice car, right? You got that nice little house, a decent paying job, and you feel like you all content and comfortable with this world, guess what? Right? You're still really poor in the spirit. You're impoverished in the spirit, man. Right? Look at this, right? Revelation 2 and 9. I know thy works, right? On another fold. And tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich, right? So even though we're spiritually poor, spiritually going through tribulation, and we're spiritually impoverished, right? But still, guess what? We are rich because we're stacking those treasures in heaven, man. You know? And I yield. You got a king. I'll keep going. But at the end of the day, look, man, the works that we put in, the tribulation we're going through, even though we're impoverished, we're still building towards that kingdom, man, and stacking them treasures in the kingdom. That's why it says, but thou art rich. Right? Another precept.
You mind doing
What's that, King?
you mind doing me a favor and grabbing Sirach for me right quick? 15.
I got you. 15 and what?
I need to upgrade my internet in this thing, man. 15 and 16.
It wasn't really that bad like last week. I don't know what's going on, but my internet's been tripping today too lately. I think it's running slow, but yeah, man. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 15 and verse number 16. He have set fire and water before thee. Stretch forth thy hand unto whether thou wilt.
So the Lord had already, he put a decision before you, right? Nobody have free will, right? But he made you have a choice, right? You could choose the way that I told you to operate, or you could go off into your own vain imagination. Which one do you want, right? Because one is going to lead to life and the other one is going to lead to death. So you have to pick one, right? And whenever you make that decision, right, you have to stick to that, man. So people that come into this thing and go out, they decision was never I'm in this thing until I die. That was never their decision. Their decision was I'm here for now, right? Till something better comes along, right? Or until I get choked out from other pressures, or other people saying, "Oh, you with that cult, man? Those people is this, that, and the third," right? You let other people drown you out, man, right? But people that truly make that decision, man, they don't fall out of this thing, man. Right? Even when they fire start to dwindling or getting dim, they call brothers and sisters and say, "Hey, look, bro, I don't know what's going on with me, right? But something ain't right. I'm feeling down. Something ain't right, And then they get that help, they get that guidance, they get that counseling right from that one brother out of 1,000, right? So we always have to remember that as well, man. You have to make the decision, right, to stay up in this thing, man. Soon as you decide to get into the truth, is no option to fall out. right? And we need more brothers and sisters like that, man. No matter how hard somebody is towards you, no matter how much you get beat down in this world, you stay 10 toes down in this truth, man. Your flesh will perish, but your spirit will live forever. Right now, you read
Uh,
on.
Reading on. Verse 17. Before man is life and death, and whether him liketh shall be given him.
Kind it says whatever one you like, whatever one you want to choose, right? Salaki. That thing is gonna be given unto you, right? Salakia. So whichever one you choose, that thing gonna be given, right? So
That's right.
we have to keep in mind, man. Once we make the decision, right, to stay in this truth, walk in this truth, man. Hey, you here, bro? Somebody gonna have to smoke you to take you out of this thing, right? And everybody that's not living like that in this thing, right? And they care about what mama say, they care about what homeboys say down the block, right? All those people gonna end up falling out of this truth because you more worried about hearsay, right, than what the Lord said, right? And now you.
That's right. That's right. And that's a big thing, man. What kind of leans them towards the wayside, right? To start following the path upon the right hand, man. I mean, on the left hand instead of the right hand of the Father. It has a lot to do with temptation, because your temptation, to fall into the things that you used to do in the world. Hey, you know what, man? Hey, that party looking kind of lit, man. I might get there. Next thing you know, you at that party and you going off, right? You go around some brothers that you ain't supposed to be around, that you used to be around in the world, and they smoking, they rolling up that J, man. You take a good smell of that. Now you tempted to hit that thing, man. Next thing you know, now you back smoking, right? All of this stuff is temptation. Why? Because a lot of times our people like to do what they want to do. Rebellious and stiff necks. They don't have that mental fortitude. They're not building that mental fortitude to keep them strong in this truth and to keep going in this truth. Right? So now they on the wayside doing God knows what, man. Right? So let me get something on that one, man. That's a strong point I want to bring up. Let's go to the book of James, chapter 1. James chapter 1 and verse number 2. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience, right? Why would it say to be joyful when you fall into these temptations? Because when you come out of these temptations, now you're making your faith stronger and stronger through the work of endurance, man. Right? Verse 4. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. Now you're not lacking, man. Right? Every time you're getting hit with temptation and Satan trying to come and hinder you out the way, but then you go through that, and now you standing strong in this thing, man. Now you ain't even lacking, and now you counting it with joy, right? Oh yeah, man, I did that, man. Satan trying to come in, yeah, man, but I fought that demon. Now you joyful in that. Oh yeah, I could do this, right? Now you getting strength, man. But where you getting that strength from? Let's go to Philippians chapter 4 and verse 13. Right? It says, I can do all things. It don't say some things. It don't say it's a little bit of things. It don't say a couple things. You can do all things through Hamashiach Yahushai, which strengthens you, right? Because he's the one that gives us that strength, that spiritual garment, that spiritual warrior outfit to kind of battle these demons that be coming in and out of our lives every damn day until the end. That's why we got to endure to the end, have patience until the end, right? You got it, King.
Kind man, and we always got to remember too, how the audio sound. It's okay.
Yeah, that's Twa.
So we always got to keep in mind and remember too, man, that your faith is gonna constantly be tested, right? This is why we do spiritual exercises, right? This is why on YouTube, y'all make sure y'all check us out, man. We putting up these different questionnaires or these questions right on YouTube to help a brother stay sharp on their biblical literacy or knowledge, right? And the brother put the other day, man, what he said. Brother put which mountain were we on when the children of Israel was being disobedient or something like that, right? And I was like, I was stuck in between these mountains, right? But it ended up being one that I didn't pick, right? I lost that one. But we have to have one another's back, man, and be there for one another to build each other up in the spirit. And brothers and sisters got to make sure to contact people when they're feeling low and feeling down, man, because the devil is always in our face, in our ear, in our way, trying to stop us from the blessings that Yahweh Shem Shai is trying to bless us with, right? So make sure, man, that y'all keep on doing like these faith exercises, man, to where you like, okay, yesterday I only read a chapter and a half. Today I'm gonna read 2 chapters. Tomorrow I'm gonna read 2 chapters again. I'm gonna try to keep this up for a month and see what happens, right? Just like when you go to the gym, man, you don't go to the gym and say, I'm gonna do 5,000 push-ups, 3,000 sit-ups, 1,000 pull-ups, and I'm gonna be Rocky Balboa tomorrow. No, man, it's the consistency that's always gonna win, man. No matter what sport you playing. Right now, we're running a sport for the kingdom, and we're playing a sport for the kingdom. Paul says in First Corinthians, right? Damn. All right, y'all still hear me good?
Con.
You can hear me good? So this is why Paul First Corinthians chapter 9 and verse number 24 on running in a race, man. And he making sure that he keep himself in line so him himself don't become a castaway, man. Right? Do the same thing in this thing, man. Right? But I wanted to get First Thessalonians, right, chapter 1 and verse number 3.
Con. This is First Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse number 3. Remembering without ceasing your work of faith. Work of faith.
Con, so we got to remember without ceasing your work of faith, man, your work of belief. You in this thing, and you moving and grooving in this thing and learning more and exercising patience more and mercy more and grace more, right? All these things that you're doing, right? And y'all, sorry for my camera, but I like to be seen, right? So we need to be we not need to remember that we've been putting in work for the belief that we believe, man. Don't let all your fasting go to waste, man. Don't let all your crying, man, and your sorrows, man, go to waste, man. My sister, I found out the other day that ecstasy is kicking her ass. You feel what I'm saying? I'm sitting in the bathroom, man. I'm trying to cry, right, for my sister, but my spirit is yearning for her to get her stuff together, get her life together, man, right? And and those prayers, man, we need to remember our belief, man. We need to remember our faith, man, and all the works that we put in this faith, man. I can't forget how many times I traveled up and down to Moreno Valley, right? That's written in the book of life, man, right? So I need to remember that too when my time get hard and my going get rough up in this thing, right? So don't remember the amount of work that you put in this thing, because then you have a whole mansion up there in the third heaven, right? About to come back down to the first heaven, right? And then you're going to miss out over what you thinking right now. And you got 10 tables made of gold. You have a TV, made of silver, and then the glass on the TV is gold. So, but it has a reflecting type thing. So when it turns on for you, and you're going to throw it away because how you feeling in the moment. Now, remember without ceasing your work of belief, man. Read on.
And labor of love and patience of hope in Hamashiach Yahushua.
Go ahead.
In the sight of Yahweh and our fathers, in the sight of Yahushua, while Yahweh.
So it's telling us, man, don't forget your patience, your love, the amount of grace that you're giving to people, hope that you're giving to people, right? In the sight of who? In the sight of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So just like Yahushua is looking at us and yearning to come save us, Yahweh is looking the same way. Like, look at my people, bro. Like, look at these brothers that's doing this work, man. Hey, Uriel, don't forget to write that down. What that brother or sister did right there. Don't forget to write that down. You forget to write that down, it's gonna be a problem, right? This is how the Most High looking at us, man. Right? Like he ain't gonna forget our love, man, our patience, man. The time that we sit there in tears at night and can't even sleep because we worried about what's going on with the next Hebrew Israelite. We praying about another brother's family with another brother problem with his families, man. Right? All these things are not gonna go unnoticed. So when you think that you might be dropping out and falling out of this truth, man, hey man, big up yourself, man. Paul did it. Hey man, I'm a Hebrew, a Pharisee. If I really wanted to boast in this, I could. I did my work. I got my work. Right? When you falling off and you feel like you ain't doing enough, man, remember your labor and love, man. Remember your works, man. Right? Keep going.
Read on. It says, knowing brethren, beloved, your election of Yahweh.
It says, man, knowing beloved, your election of Yahweh, man, you already an Israelite. What the hell you giving up for, man? Right? You know you Israelite, man. What the hell you gonna throw in the towel for, man? Right? The promises was given to us, right? Don't forget to read Romans 9, please. Right? If you gonna sit here and think that you ain't good enough, read Romans 9. All of us good enough. All we gotta do is continue to try. Right? Don't give up, man. I yield. I wanted to get this though. Let's get all right. Well, yeah, I'll yield, man, because I went kind of on a rant. Go ahead, King.
And I was talking to my beautiful beloved brother Ibaja, man, from Yahweh's Witnesses yesterday, man. I was telling him like a lot of Jakes, man, they fall out this truth, man. You know, they don't really care enough about this truth. That's why it says here, right, in verse number 30, man, remembering without ceasing your work of faith. You got to constantly keep remembering the bricks that you put in, right? And if you put in so many bricks for so long, you're not going to want to give up, right? But you got Jakes that kind of like, oh, okay, let me put a brick, let me put a little bit of cement, I'm done. No, man, right? Keep putting in that work. Keep putting that work for many seasons, many days, man. Now you're going to be like, man, I've done a lot already in this truth. I can't fall out. I got to stay in this thing. I have my faith, right? I believe in the outcome, because if I didn't believe in the outcome, I wouldn't have so many works, man. Right?
Hey,
how you gonna build a house and go ahead, King?
Yes, a lot. I was just thinking about it while you were saying that. Picture you building a car from scratch. You got the you got the frame together, right? Then you put the wheels on, but you had to get the axle first, and then the U joint, right? And you building this car from scratch. And before you could put the windows in and the spark plugs in and the gasoline in the engine, you give up. What the?
I'm done. You know what I'm saying? All you need is a roof, man. You got the windows in there, you got the doorknob, you got the hinges on, and all you need to do is just kind of finish the roof, and that's it. But you're like, you know what, man, I'm done. All that work goes out the drain for nothing, man. Now you're looking like a fool, man. Right? And you got brothers in Israel that will remember that, man. Yeah, that brother been in this thing for a long time, man. But you know, he kind of went back to the world, man. I used to see that brother at camp. I used to see that brother really doing these lives, putting that work in. I don't know what happened to Jake, man. Now you going out the wayside, forgotten, man. Right? But the Most High ain't gonna forget that, right? Because you give into the ways of what you want to do, and with the things that you think is valuable of the world, guess what? It's gonna lead to your destruction, man. Right? I got a precept on that. Let me get this in the book of Numbers, right? Chapter 25.
Man, like I said, man, Salaki again for my camera, man. One of my young bros who used my laptop broke it, so now this is how I look in the camera now.
Talk to Wild King. We can still hear your voice, man. That's what matters, right? But look, man, this is what happens when you kind of, you do what you want to do and you follow along the values of this world, man. At the end of the day, you think, oh yeah, okay, I got this, I got that, right? But not knowing, man, that's going to lead to your destruction, right? So this is the book of Joshua, chapter 6. And I'll start at verse number. Where do I want to start? I think it's in the 20s. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. It's up here somewhere. I ain't read this chapter in so long. Kind of want to touch it back on it. Right? Here we go. It's right here somewhere. Boom, 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 boom. This is talking about the Jericho right here, Khan. Right? So I'll start at verse number 15, right? And it came to pass on the seventh day that they rose early about the dawning of the day and compassed the city after the same manner 7 times. Only on that day they compassed the city 7 times. And it came to pass at the 7th time, when the priests blew with the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, shout, for Yahweh hath given you the city. Right? So that's through the spirit, man. You know, that's kind of what's going on around here, man, in America. Right? We blowing the trumpet, we getting that warning call on because Babylon's about to be destroyed. Right? Just like how Jericho got destroyed. Right? Reading on. Verse 17. And the city shall be accursed, even it and all that are therein, to Yahweh. Only Rahab the harlot shall live, she and all that are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers that we sent. Right? Here's the point. Verse 18. And ye in any wise keep yourselves from the accursed thing, lest ye make yourselves accursed when ye take of the accursed thing and make the camp of Israel accursed and trouble it. Right? So when you go back into the world, man, right, Jex is going to see you, man. You're not being that beacon. You're not being that trumpet. You're not being that light to kind of help build the kingdom, man, and bring your people out this captivity, man. Right? You're bringing them back into your household, right? The house of the wicked, house of the world, house of I love the world, house of I love this way of life, man. Right? So when you take these things of the world and you put your faith in these things of the world, man, and you falling out the truth, all of these things is already a curse. Why? Because the Most High says everything's going to be destroyed anyways, man. Right? It's all going to be corrupted with moth and rust, right? Verse 19. But all the silver and gold and vessels of brass and iron are consecrated unto Yahweh. They shall come into the treasury of Yahweh, right? So everything in the city, man, is going to be destroyed. It's all a curse. But Jay kind of want to go in there and say, you know, look, man, I kind of want that. That looks pretty nice. Let me go back into the ways of the world, right? But the silver and the gold and the vessels of brass, we taking that to the treasury, though, right? But guess what happened, man? Let's go to bed. Let's skip to the next chapter. Chapter 7 and verse number. Let's see. Right here, right? Let's start at verse number 16, right? So Joshua rose up early in the morning and brought Israel by their tribes, and the tribe of Judah was taken. And he brought the family of Judah, and he took the family of the Zarhites, and he brought the family of the Zarhites man by man, and Zabdi was taken. And he brought his household man by man, and Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabdi, the son of Zerah of the tribe of Judah was taken. And Joshua said to Achan, my son, give, I pray thee, glory to Yahweh, the power of Israel, and make confession unto him, and tell me now what thou hast done. Hide it not from me, right? So that's a lot of things that's going on with our community too, man. Not confessing your sins, not confessing your faults. Because once you bring to your remembrance the things you're going off on, you're going to really try to fix it. But if you kind of like keep it there and you put it in the back of your mind, you're going to keep acting on that temptation. You're going to keep acting on that lust of the world. Verse 20. And Achan answered Joshua and said, indeed, I have sinned against Yahweh, the power of Israel, and thus have I done. Verse 21. When I saw among the spoils a goodly Babylonish garment, and 200 shekels of silver, and a wedge of gold of 50 shekels weight, then I coveted them, right? So, look, man, they wasn't supposed to take nothing out of that city, because if you take something out of that city, man, it's going to be a curse, man. If it's not the silver, the gold, and all of these things that's to go into the treasury, if you take anything else, okay, yeah, let me look at that wheel, man. Matter of fact, that looks like a good something I could put on my nightstand, man. right? Wanting the things of the world, you wasn't supposed to be doing that. But Achan did that, right? He took it a cursed thing. And then after that, guess what happened? All of his people got a curse from the Most High and took them, and behold, they are hid in the earth in the midst of my tent, and the silver under it. So Joshua sent messengers, and they ran unto the tent, right? And behold, it was hid in his tent, and the silver under it. So Achan took something that he wasn't supposed to take, man, right? He took an accursed thing. Why? Because he was lusting after the things of this world. He wasn't trusting in the Most High. Verse 23. And they took them out of the midst of the tent and brought them unto Joshua and all the children of Israel and laid them out before Yahweh. All right, let's get to the point. It's right here anyways, right? And Joshua and all Israel with him took Achan, the son of Zerah, and the silver and the garment, right? So that's the thing that was accursed, right? The silver, the gold, the shekels, and all of that stuff, man. These things weren't accursed because they was already initially going to put that in the treasury. But he decided to lust after something of the world, and he took that garment, right? That was the thing that was accursed. And the wedge of gold, and his sons and his daughters, and his oxen and his asses, and his sheep, and his tent, and all that he had. So now he getting stripped for everything he had. So if you put your faith in everything in this world, you know, you want a nice house, you aiming to build up the kingdom of yourself on this earth and damn Babylon, man, right? All these things are going to get taken from you in the day of the Lord. And they brought them unto the valley of Achor. And Joshua said, why hast thou troubled us? Yahweh shall trouble thee this day. And all Israel stoned him with stones and burned them with fire. And they had stoned them after they had stoned him with stones, right? So they took all these things, man, burnt it up, and they killed him, man, right? Because he was lusting after the things of this world, not falling away in the ways of the truth, right? And that's the thing, man. This is why people got to read these biblical accounts, man, of our forefathers and our foremothers, man. Get that understanding. Like, look, man, I ain't finna do what Achan did, man. No way, you know. But that's a powerful point. But go ahead, King, you got it. Real quick, while TZ said, we touching on, man, you know, our brothers and our sisters falling out this truth. The question remains, you know, are you really in this truth or not? Right? Are you falling to the wayside? Are you kind of like, you know what? I know I'm an Israelite. I know I'm from the tribe of this, the tribe of that, but, you know, I'm so caught up in the world, right? So we kind of touching on how temptation can lead you that way, how depression can lead you that way. You know, not fully trusting in the Most High, not having faith in the kingdom of what's to come, and can kind of lead you and kick you out this truth, right? So the question you got to ask yourself, are you really in this truth or not? Right? Go ahead, King. You got it.
Time, man. And yeah, if you ever think about it, man, people that fall out, man, they don't really be fully out, man. They just stop doing the work. They get lazy. You know, a lot of them, they just fold their hands and go to sleep, right? Like it tells us in Proverbs chapter 30, right? So we see, man, we see so much stuff in Israel, right? Where people come in and they just like on fire, like they're valiant, like this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm about, boom, 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 and they gas out, right? But like I was saying earlier, man, consistency is key. If you can hit 100 push-ups for a week, right, then that next week you could go to 120, then that next week you could go to 200, then that next week you could go to 3, right? So, but it just takes consistency. A lot of brothers gas out after a year, 2 years, right? We was talking about a car analogy a little while ago, and even people that build cars, they don't just take the car and throw it away because they get tired and they don't want to build on it no more. They might take a year off, man, 4 months off. Nobody telling y'all to do that, but they always come back to the car and be on fire trying to get the dang car done, right? So your seasons where you might be a little bit colder than others, man, don't think that the Lord is not dealing with you. He's still dealing with you, right? But I really want to get this right here, man. I think this is pretty dope. Go to 60 in Psalm chapter 60.
Come.
And verse number 11 to 12.
God, this is the book of Psalm, chapter 60, verse. This is Psalm 60 and 11. Give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man.
So our Lord, man, David, he going to the Most High like, hey, look, give me a shelter from trouble, right? Because vain is the help of man. At the end of the day, man, when you feeling like you're worthless and you ain't doing enough, ask the Lord to give you a sign, man. Ask him to show you something, man, specific, right? And he shall show it to you, bro. Something that you think is not impossible, ask him to do it for you, man. And see what's gonna happen, man. And if he dealing with you right, he gonna give it to you. And if not, be patient, it's gonna come, right? So and when we ask for a sign, don't ask for a damn plane to land in the middle of the street and pick you up and bring you to Dubai. Don't ask for nothing stupid like that. But ask for something manageable and tangible, man, to clean up somebody around you. Get this brother to understand this word, right? Whatever. So that way you could keep pushing forward and understand that the Most High is really dealing with you, man. Right? You're not an outcast, man. You have not been cast out, and the end is not here yet. It's here, but it ain't here. So you don't know if you the elect or not. You don't know if you're chosen or not. But we need to strive to it, right? But whenever you feeling down, man, and you feel like the Lord ain't dealing with you, don't give up, man. Talk to him. If all your brothers done already guided you and told you, bro, look, I'm telling you, your work is cool. This is what you do. You fast once a month at least. You read this many chapters. You do this many videos. Accept that from that brother. And if you still feeling bad, give it to the Most High, man. And Most High, you gonna defeat my enemies anyway. Go ahead, take this because I can't handle this. Right? Read on, King.
Uh, verse 12. Through Yahweh we shall do valiantly, for he it is that shall tread down our enemies.
So through Yahweh, we're gonna do valiantly, man. This is what overcoming spirits, overcoming bad habits, and overcoming our enemies, man. Right? Through Yahweh, we're gonna do valiantly. So at the end of the day, man, anybody could tell you, hey, bro, you ain't doing this and you ain't doing that, and you're not doing enough, and this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, Yahweh gives the increase, and Yahweh know your heart. He know how much you're doing. If you're giving 100%, 50%, 70%, or 90%, right? So, but if you get given any in Salaki, if you give it anything less than 100%, bro, you need to check your spirit and go a little bit harder, because he's coming back here for some virgins, man. People that outdid and outweighed their past sins, man. Right, and we have a lot of stuff to cover up through the spirit, man. Right. And I also want to get Salaki before I end. Give me Psalms 61 and start from the top. Watch this here. Watch how honorable and so much of a good guide to look to, man. David, man. David is a good guy, man. He's a good leader, right? To show us how we need to pray, how we need to move when we mess up. What do we need to do, right? Because he had a moment of time where he could give offerings, man. Talk to the priest, this, that, and the third. We don't. So every time we get jammed up, we need to get on our knees, man. We need to it ain't gonna do you no good, but I like the smell of frankincense. Light some frankincense, man, and start praying to the Most High, or meditating, or reading your book, man. And don't get that spirit where, because I know when I'm ready to go off and start doing some dumb stuff, I don't read for a week, 2 weeks. I put my Bible to the side. I leave it at home, right? This is how I know when a bad spirit is on me, right? But David didn't move like that. And when he caught himself doing something like that, he made supplication to the Most High, confessed his sins, and corrected himself, right? But keep reading on. Read this.
God, Psalm 61 and 1. Hear my cry, O Yahweh. Attend unto my prayer.
So he stopped everything, man. Drop everything crazy and come in trouble, come quick. He made sure in his times of trouble, right? David got down and handled his business, man. Right? He didn't just go out there and pull out the sword and start whacking things, man. Before David did any of that, man, he pleaded with the Most High. Because look, man, it's like your boy off of Friday said, the Lord is my shepherd. He know what I want, right? The same way with the Most High, man. When we moving and grooving and we don't think we got enough power to get it done, hey, man, bow down, pray to the Most High and say, hey, look, I feel like I'm getting low in the spirit. Please douse me, like hit me with some gasoline of that Holy Spirit. I really need the Rakakwadash right now. Help me, Yahweh. I need your strength. I need your power. I'm weak right here. Help me. Make me strong. Clean me up. Right? these different things, man. We got to get down and do this, or you gonna fall out the truth. If you're not falling down when you in a bad state of mind, I know the video is, are you really in this truth or not, right? You have to prove that to yourself, man. I'm not questioning nobody's ability in this thing, man, but I know the amount of work that I put in and how much more that I could be doing, right? And brothers need to examine themselves to show themselves the same thing, man. What am I doing? How can I do more, man? Right? And one of the things that David showed us, man, that he cried to the Lord daily, man, right? Especially before war, right? But go ahead.
God. Verse number 2. From the end of the earth will I cry unto thee. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I.
Said, look, man, this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm Salaki. David sit there, he cried to the Most High. He said, hey, look, man, I'm overwhelmed. When you get overwhelmed, man, don't allow yourself to stay in that place, man. Right? This is why I'm telling you why people is falling out, bro. Somebody is offending the little ones. I need to get that precept eventually. If you got your phone, because my internet already jammed up. I don't want to do all that. Baba Kushar, go get that precept for me. You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Matthew
Con,
18.
all praise to the Most High. So it says, this, I'm overwhelmed, man. This is too much for me, right? I need you to take this, right? I need to come to you. You give me an answer, Yahweh, because right now, the way that I'm thinking about moving, I don't think it's wise. I don't think it's the right wisdom, but I really want to move like this because I'm hurt. I'm in pain, right? And people offend us, man, and make a little one go off and go astray, man. I know because I was that little one that went off and went astray, man. I had somebody above me that was just nitpicking and just this, that, the third, this, that, you ain't do this, and why you did that. And when you came to camp, you ain't have this. And hold on, brother, like I'm new, man. Let me try to figure this thing out, man. Right? So, but that's another way that brothers and sisters fall out of this truth. Don't let nobody offend you and take you out of this thing. Right? If you get offended, man, and get overwhelmed, go cry to the Most High, man. Don't go do dumb stuff like I did, right?
Come. This is Matthew 18:6. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea.
Man, it says, man, if you offend somebody that's knowing this truth, man, it's better that you have suffered from drowning, man. Right? And drowning is like when you burning in the inside, but you also could get another judgment where you get set on fire on the outside. Right? But when you offend these little ones, man, like me, and I ended up going off and doing crazy stuff, man. You in Nobody can make you do anything, but when you offend a little one, they look for attention in any way that they could seek it. And sometimes those ways is in death, man, in bad ways, right? So we need to watch how we dealing with the new brothers and sisters that come into this truth, man, right? Don't automatically throw on them Sirach chapter 43 and verse number 30. You can never go far enough. Right, you can never go far enough. Hold on, brother. Like, let that brother read that on his own, figure that one out on his own, because he don't even know how far he could go right now, or she could go right now, right? So
That's right.
don't lay on these super heavy burdens on a brother and always poking and poking and poking, because it could be your fault why a brother or sister done dropped out of the truth. It's really ultimately up to the Most High, but at the same time, you could build and teach in a different way. Look at the ways that Paul built and teach. He took the time to say, hey, brother, I could be harsh at times, and I'm a lot more stern when I'm around y'all, but any letters, I like to let my pen bleed love, right? So that way, when I come through and I see things are done, we good and we copacetic, right? So, but that's the same way we need to be with brothers, man. Paul ain't rebuke everybody every time he talk to nobody. Nah, man, he said, hey, look, man, I see the work that y'all doing out here, man. But that brother right there, you need to critique him a little bit because I see what he did, and I heard through the wind that he was, you know what I mean? He wasn't, hey, you come here. Yeah, nigga, hold on. I told you not to. Nah, he didn't do all that, man. Right? And we ain't got to do all that either, man. Be patient with your brother. Be patient with your sister. Be patient with your wife. Be patient with your husband, your children, right? So that way you ain't got no blood on your hands for sending these people in the wrong direction. Right, and with that, I yield.
And that's a very powerful point. Like the brother Waltese just brought out right here, he said that's a topic that needs to be touched on. Real talk, right? So the question is always going to remain: are you falling out this truth or not? Are you really in this truth or not? But there's still always going to be something behind that, right? There's always going to be something behind it that kind of like, well, maybe it's my fault that I pushed that brother to get out the truth, right? And even if he did something to push himself off the truth, we still got to be that brethren to kind of reel him back in. You know what I'm saying? If you see a fish escaping from the line, man, you got to cast that hook back out there, man. Right. But at the same time, but wait, hold on. Maybe did I even tie a hook on that line, man, to get that fish in the first place? Did I let him go, or did he jump out the damn barrel into the lake? Right. We got to question these things all the time in our nation. Right. So I want to bring out this powerful precept just to touch on that point real quick. Right. Let me get the book of 2 Chronicles, right, chapter 15. This is the book.
Hey, I appreciate you too, Abijah. I appreciate you, King.
Shalom, my Abijah. Right? You say, yeah, that's crazy. Christianity doesn't break this down. Yeah, man, they don't be breaking it down like the Brews do, right? So, 2 Chronicles chapter 15 and verse 7, right? It says, "Be ye strong, therefore, and let not your hands be weak, for your work shall be rewarded," right? And that goes into several things, man, right? Even when you building the house and you putting in all this work, like you building that car and you just give up after you just need a tail light, right? If you're building up the house and you putting in all these bricks and all you need is just a doorknob now, but you give up, right? You got to be strong in that, man, right? A storm might kind of come over and wash over it, and waters might come and you be like, man, it's raining, you know what I'm saying? It's stormy. I'm almost done with this house, but hey, I'm letting this thing kind of take me away from continuing to build. No, you got to be strong, man. Keep going. Keep striving for the end game. Keep that faith and remembrance in your mind to kind of keep putting this work in, because you understand what the outcome is already. We already know what the outcome is of the world. We already know what's going to happen to Babylon if we put our minds fully and faith fully into this world that we live in today. But if you keep putting your mind and being strong and enduring to make it to the kingdom, then you're going to get saved out of this thing, man, like Matthew 24 and 13 talks about, right? Then Galatians 6 and 9, man, powerful one just came to my mind through the Spirit. All right, Galatians chapter 6 and verse number 9. "And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not." Right? Let me hit this in the NLT, man, because this thing's gonna be strong.
That's heavy right there, King. That right there, heavy.
And the NLT says, "So let's not get tired of doing what is good," right? At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up, right? And the analogy I kind of like to, go into a lot of times is, man, if you plant a tomato seed, you can't be yelling and giving up and getting stressed and frustrated just because it ain't growing damn 3 or 4 days, man. Right? Let that thing grow. Keep planting that soil. Keep kind of adding the nutrients to it, man. Stay in this truth. Then you're gonna reap what you sow, man. Next thing you know, damn, 6 months later, man, you got a big old bush of damn tomatoes, man. Now you happy. Now you rejoicing. That's the kingdom, man. Right? Now you in this thing, right? Most High willing, One more precept. Right? Let me get the book of Romans chapter 12. Romans chapter 12 and verse number 11. Oh, it's already in the NLT, but watch this. "Never be lazy, but work hard and serve the Lord enthusiastically." Right? Now let's go deep into that word enthusiastically, right? Because it's gonna have several definitions on that point. Where'd I go? Salakia. I gotta go back to the KJV because that's where it's at in the Strongs. KJV, boom, right? It's fervent. We brought out that word in the last live.
That fervently, man. It's there you go right there. It means to serve with enthusiasm, man. Right?
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
Having or showing great warmth or intensity of spirit. So you got to be in that intense, strong, heavy work mode, not lightweight, not kind of, hey, I'm kind of in the spirit. No, man, you got to go hard in this thing, right? That's what's going to keep you in this truth. That's what's going to keep you questioning your trials and tribulations that you facing to really determine if you in this truth or not. Oh man, am I really in this truth? I could be doing more. Why am I getting frustrated so much? Why am I letting temptation overtake me? Nah, man. To hell with that. I'm going hard in this thing. I'm putting in more bricks. Next thing you know, you back on fire. Next thing you know, you calling up all the brethren. 5 calls in one day. What you want? Okay, come hit you back. Call the next brother. Hey, yo, let's go do this work. Right? Instead of laying dormant somewhere in the dark. Instead of just soaking in your damn depression in the cave somewhere, you know what I'm saying? And that's what the brethren are for also. This is why it's important to get around brethren. So if you find yourself falling out the truth, you have somebody to kind of help you up, right? You got somebody to kind of hold your hand, you know what I mean? Man, that's powerful. I got one more precept. It's lucky. All right. Classic. It's lucky. Let me go back. Boom. Right. Classic precept, man. Y'all know this one, man. Matthew 24:13, man, for the books. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 13. It says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Right? And endurance goes into patience, man. Being patient. Endurance. Enduring what? Enduring your captivity, enduring trials and tribulations, enduring these afflictions, enduring damn sorrow of your mind, right? You have to have patience in this thing, right? Until the end, all the way into the end, man. Right? You got people in the NFL, they enduring, man. They enduring practices, waking up at 5 a.m., not getting off until 5 p.m., right? Hitting them drills on the field, trying to make it to the NFL. Hey, the NFL's the kingdom, man. So are you going to hit them drills, right? Are you going to keep shooting them shots in the basketball court, trying to make it to the NBA? Or are you going to kind of just, shoot a couple hoops and be like, you know what, man, I'm done. I'm tired. I'm winded. I'm calling it out, man. Not showing up to camp no more, not showing up to practice anymore. You know what I'm saying? You falling out this thing. So this is why we got to question ourselves every day, man. Am I falling out this truth or am I enduring? Right? Am I having patience or am I giving up? Right? Go ahead, King. Are you?
On that point that you were just making, yeah, Khan, on that point that you were just making, right? That scripture, man, that we always go to about leisure time, man, and using that leisure time to do something with it, right? I believe that's Sirach chapter 3.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let me pull it up real quick.
The one where it says, it kind of goes into not using up all your time, like, well, whatever business that you're doing, man. Use that wisdom, that leisure time to get some wisdom, right? Brothers, they get lazy, man. They watch a whole bunch of movies, whole bunch of videos on this, or they scrolling up and down IG when they could be using that time, man, to get a little bit more wisdom in this book, right? But yeah, I think that's the one I was looking for.
This is Sirach chapter 38, verse 24. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for at the water. I was trying to search and find it. But yeah, man, this is how you get wisdom, is by using your leisure time to learn something new on your spare time. This is actually how you gain wealth, right? You gain wealth by on your leisure time when you come home after you deal with the kids, put everybody up, this, that, and the third, feed the babies, whatever. You take the time, right, to read you a new book, learn you a new skill. And then in that time that you learn that new skill or read you a book, you're now able to teach somebody that same skill that you picked up. And you could earn money. You could earn money from that, man. Right. But it takes you using that leisure time that you have to do something good with it and not just be a lazy bum, man. Right? Read on.
God, that's right. It says, and he that hath little business shall become wise.
And if you give yourself a whole bunch of work to do at work, man, you will not become wise, man. But if you have little business, you can do as little as you can, right? To work, make a living, do for your family, this, that, and the third. and you have all this extra time, right? You will gain more and more and more wisdom, man. How you think Solomon was so wise? Not only did the Most High give him wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to be able to rule his people, but Solomon he has so much time on his hand, he could sit there and study an ant, study a plant, study a person, study a group of people, a city, right? And learn things and how to critique certain things through his much leisure time, right? So don't just get busy in everything that you're doing, man, and think you're doing a lot. You're learning nothing, right? So it's good to use that leisure time, right, to get some wisdom, right? And I brought that out because you was talking about brothers not being busy, man. When you're not reading and you're not studying, man, you need to think about if you falling out of the truth or not. You need to think about, is you going in the right direction or not, right?
That's
And are
right.
you?
That's right. And not only that, man, Jake, man, and Eve, they find themselves to be busy, but doing everything that's contrary to doing the work of the Lord, right? Oh, I'm busy watching all of these shows. I'm busy, going to the club. I'm busy, going to hanging out with the homies all day, every day, man. Instead of finding that time where you can put that same type of time into doing the work or to gaining more knowledge or to gaining more wisdom to keep pushing forward in this truth. Right. Next thing you know, 2 months, 3 months in, they kind of falling out the wayside and they kind of getting back attached to the ways that they used to live. Right. So we don't want that to happen to our people. I don't want that to happen to myself. Cap don't want that to happen to himself, right? So if I find the time to actually build my wall back up and I know the fundamentals and the tools of how to build my wall back up, I'm going to teach a brother who's trying to build his wall back up if he don't know how. Hey, look, man, I was falling out a little bit, some time ago. This is what I did, right? This is how I went about it, right? And I see you kind of falling out the wayside too at the same time. So look, man, I'm gonna help you build your wall back up and re-fortify your ground to kind of stay in this thing, man. Why? Because we love the brothers, we love the sisters, man, to try to make it to the kingdom, right? It's not all about me, spirit, right? Let me get that real quick in Ecclesiastes 11. Right. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 11 and verse number 1. It says, cast thy bread upon many waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. Right. And what's that bread? That bread is that understanding, right? Let's get that precept real quick right here. Watch this. Sirach chapter 15. Right. And verse number 3. Let me get that. Boom. Sirach chapter 15 and verse 3. It says, with the bread of understanding shall she feed him and give him the water of wisdom to drink. Right. So if you have that bread of understanding, right, and you understand how to kind of keep afloat when you find yourself falling out this truth, you're going to teach that to another brother. You're going to cast that bread upon the waters, man. It's the same way you kind of put that, that letter in the bottle, right? You throw that bottle into the ocean, and then next thing you know, couple days later, maybe a month later, somebody's walking on the shore and they kind of see that bottle float and hey, what's this? It's a letter in a bottle, and they open it up and it's the understanding, right? It's the lessons and the teachings on how to keep them built in this truth, right? So that's why we cast that wisdom, right? Cast that understanding upon many waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. Verse 2, give a portion to 7 and also to 8, right? We know 7 means complete. But 8 means infinity, man. It means forever give a portion out, right? Always be there for the brothers to kind of lift them up out that hole that they digging themselves in, right? Give a portion to 7 and also to 8, for thou knowest not what evil shall be upon the earth, right? So this is something that's very powerful that's going to come, because we know what evil is coming. We know death and destruction is coming, but we don't know the degree on how it's going to be. So we out here trying to save the brothers, fishing for this feeding the sheep, fishing for the fish all day, every day. And if you find yourself falling out this truth and you're not questioning yourself why you're falling out this truth, get around wise counsel, right? But you got to ask yourself that question. You got to examine yourself at the same time. Try to lift yourself back up. How is it that you're not lifting yourself back up when somebody's trying to lift you up? It's the same as just trying to lift a dead body. Oh man, I see you fall on the ground. I'm gonna help. Hey, yo, I got you. Pick him up, but he kind of gets and props himself on his legs too, and now you walking with him as a crutch, man. right? With that, I yield.
Khan, why you right there, man? Go ahead and drop to the last verse.
Con. You want the first verse of the last, or the last verse, or the next chapter?
Nah, the last verse of this one.
Okay, con. It says Ecclesiastes 11:10. Therefore, remove sorrow from thy heart
So
and
the
put
Lord
away.
tells us, Salakia. So the Lord tells us, man, remove sorrow from your heart, man. Another way that you see yourself falling out of this truth, man, is that you're constantly in sorrow, man, and worried about things that don't really matter. This whole book, right, is telling us that everything you think matters, it doesn't. That's why in verse 12, verse 13, chapter 12, verse 13 to 14, it tells us, keep the commandments of God. That's the whole conclusion, right? All this other stuff, man, it's cool to have this and it's good to have this, and wives and fields and fruits and all these different things are cool. Wine, all this is good, right? But all that is vanity, man. Look at the conclusion. The conclusion is to keep the commandments, man, and wait for judgment and try to let your good works outweigh your evil works, man, that you did in the past, right? So it says, remove sorrow, right, from thine heart, right? Because sorrow is what destroyed kings, man, right? Just like women's sorrow did the same thing. Go ahead and read.
Remove sorrow from thy heart and put away evil from thy flesh.
And it says, put away evil from your flesh. So you want to take the time to purge yourself, to vet yourself. What am I feeling? What am I doing? Right? What could I be doing better? Like, why I feel like this? All these different things. Examine yourself so that way you can put out that evil from your flesh. What is this thought? I'm not thinking that right now. Right? The should have, could have, would have. All these, I should have had did that, because if I'd have did that, it would have went like this, and I would have done that if I didn't had this going on. But then if I have this, I gotta have that, and then all these things are gonna drive you to want to harm yourself, man. Put away the evil from your flesh, because you're gonna destroy yourself with it. Go ahead.
For childhood and youth are vanity.
Even childhood and youth is vanity. All you just, you if you're around a young man or a young woman, man, all they do is damn giggle all day. They happy, right? Always got, they don't have no worries, right? Like the Kuna Matata, they living the rest of their days with no worries and happy, right? No, man. Hey, look, man. Remember that you in this life for a specific reason, and that's to honor the Most High on a high level, keep His commandments, and hold the faith down, right? Um, I wanted to get something else too, but kind of slipped me right now. Oh, I wanted to go back to Psalms right quick and give verse 3, right? So, and to this brother question, man, how do we get the sisters in the truth, man? It's absolutely nothing that we could do, anybody else to do, to get these dang sisters in this truth and to act right while they in the truth. That's all Yahweh, man, and Allahayim, man. That's all Yahweh and the angels. Man, look here. They got good days, they got bad days, they got good months, and they got bad months, man. Some people is blessed, to have a good year, 2 good years, 10 good years. But from the wisdom of matter of fact, let's get that right quick. Go to Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse number 26. Right, let's go ahead and help this brother out right quick. So all you brothers trying to get multiple women, man, look here, brother. Look here, brother. Figure out one first. Go ahead and read that, man. I believe it's 7 and 26.
7 and verse number 26. Right?
Yeah, I
Ecclesiastes
believe
7 and 26. Yep. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth Yahweh shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. You on mute up?
God, they got women out there, a good bit of women out there, man. They ain't nothing but bands, snares, and nets, man. And all they do is damn afflict you when you already being afflicted by the world, keeping these law, statutes, and commandments when you ain't do them all your life. So temptation is everywhere. And then you get this woman, right? So don't worry about don't worry about these women and getting these sisters in the truth. Edify them, bring them into the truth to the best of your ability. If it's your woman, right, all you could do is live it, right? Because a lot of times, bro, they to be honest, they don't really give a damn about it, right? They don't really care about the truth like that, you know, especially if you're not a IUIC type dude. You know what I mean? They really irritated with the truth, because the truth is that a man can have multiple women and women don't like that. And when I said that deal with one woman until you can master her, right? This is the brother wife right here talking about all praises to the Most High. So, but like I said, man, there's no there's no other thing. There's no righteous woman on the earth, so we don't need to be worried about them. But read 27.
Verse number 27. Behold, this have I found, saith the preacher, counting one by one to find out the account.
And
Which yet,
the preacher is Salakia, and the preacher is Solomon, right? So when it
that's right.
says the preacher is talking about Solomon, go ahead. He counted one by one.
Verse 28. Which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found.
He said, "Man, out of 1,000 women, I ain't find one of them, but out of 1,000, I found at least one man." So remember that, right? Remember that, yeah, that, right? And a woman is part of the reason why a lot of brothers fall out of this truth, man. They try to make their woman happy, and the Lord plagued them in the heart, man. They start celebrating their birthday on accident purpose, right? They celebrating the children's birthday on accident purpose, right? All of a sudden, they had an Easter damn gathering just because, well, you know, we know that is not, you know, a bunny rabbit that can lay eggs, but it's for the babies, right? So all these things, when you do that, the Most High will plague you with madness. He'll hit you with the go get Deuteronomy 28 verse 28. A lot of times we get ourselves out of this truth too, because we sitting here sinning and trimming our ways for other people, man. Right?
Quick, quick,
That's like. Go ahead, brother.
quick precept real fast. I want to just tap in on that point before I jump to Deuteronomy 28, right?
Go ahead.
Proverbs 31, right? It's lucky. Proverbs chapter 31, because you made a strong point, right? Proverbs 31:3, right? Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings, right? Because a lot of our brothers, man, they give too much of the strength into a woman. You know what, my wife, she don't really, like the Passovers, hey, my wife gonna kind of, get on me if I don't, set up the kids' birthday party, if I don't take the kids trick or treating, and say, hey man, you coming to camp? I don't know, man. My wife, she kind of needs to, do some things around the house. She needs me to kind of, no, man, you hold it down, because at the end of the day, you're the one that's supposed to be leading her to the kingdom. You be like, no, I'm going to camp. I'm keeping these commandments. I'm trying to build this household in righteousness, not the other way around, man. I've seen a plethora of videos where, brothers is walking and be like, yo, come hear the truth, man. I'm with my wife, and the wife kind of pulling him. You know what I'm saying? Like that damn picture of damn ASAP Rocky and Rihanna. You know what I'm saying? She's the one pulling him, and he got the baby in his hands. You know what I'm saying? Watch this real fast.
carrying all the burdens and getting pulled by his woman at the same time.
Right. Boom. Quick with it. Bam. Quick with it. Boom. Look at that, man. Right. Look at this. This madness, man. Right. He's in the position of a woman, and she's in the position of a man. Right. She's leading him. Now he a king that's destroyed, right? He's mentally destroyed. You don't know what's going on. He's holding the baby, right? So don't put yourself in that position, right? Don't give your strength into a woman or your ways to that which destroyeth kings, right? And he said Deuteronomy 28, right? Boom.
Yeah, 28. Because a lot of times, man, we trimming our ways, man, for these other people, bro. Whether it be your mama, your grandma, your auntie, your uncle, the person you're living with, man. Sometimes it's better to be homeless and a law keeper. Well, all the time, man, it's better to be homeless and a law keeper than to be breaking the laws and have riches, man. The Bible tells us that, man. He said it's better for you to be poor and be obedient to God rather than be rich and be a damn evildoer or a wicked person, right? It says that in Proverbs chapter 30, I believe. Right, but read on.
Deuteronomy 20 and 28. Yahweh shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart.
Man, so the Lord will jam you up, man, for breaking his laws. And that's a lot of people, that's how they got took out of this truth, man. They was breaking the laws, didn't repent from it, didn't have a troubled heart, man, when they did break the law. Like, damn, man, I didn't even know that girl was married, man. I slept with her, told her that she now my wife, but she already had a husband. Man, but look, man, who gives a damn, man? She came on to me. Right, but then you have that other brother that's like, damn, man, I did that. Like, why you ain't tell me that? Like, that's crazy, bro. Start crying to the Most High. Baba Kushar, forgive me. I thought I was just taking on another wife. I didn't know. God, help me. Right, and that brother, man, that brother, his mind ain't gonna go bad. But that other brother, right, that didn't see any wrong in what he had did. Hey, man, the Lord will plague your mind, man, and take you out of this thing. Right, a lot of times, bro, it's not even you that fall out, right? It's you being disobedient and the Lord take you away because you're not worthy. If we go into the law, it'll tell you so many times, man, if that brother do this, right, he got to be exiled out the land. And that sister do this, she got to be exiled out the land. They can't come back. And this is how you get certain Hebrew Israelite strangers, right?
It's a curse be he that confirmeth not all the words of this law and to do them. Man, I think that's 27.
Yeah, that's 27 in the last verse. Yep.
Verse 29.
Go ahead and get your point. Okay, I didn't want that, but go ahead.
Salakia King.
I didn't want that. So
go ahead, finish. You good, King? You got it.
Yeah, I didn't want that right there, but I just wanted to touch on that because a lot of times, man, the Most High give us up to our own damnation, right? Like the book of Romans, right? Chapter 1 and verse number 27, I believe. You want to go get that for him right quick? And then I yield after this one.
And then after that, I'm gonna give my last precept.
I said the Lord gave them up to vile affections, right? The Lord gave them up. Let me see right there, verse 26.
Yeah. Romans 1 and 26. For this cause, right? For this cause, Yahweh gave them up unto vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
So the Lord give you up to that bad brain, that bad state of mind, man. And he does that because you're already operating in sin and you ain't repenting right from those sins to forsake them. He said, forsake your sins, not forsake my law, right? I yield right there.
Let me get my last precept and then we can start closing out. Right. Man, I got a powerful one too right here. Look. 2 Timothy 4, right? Matter of fact, I got a 2-piece right here, right? 2 Timothy 4 and 7, right? I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith, right? So this is the things you want to say, right? You want to come to the end. You want to come to the kingdom, be like, look, man, I've been through it all. I've been doing for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I might kind of had a little ups and downs here and there, but I never gave up. You know what I'm saying? I never fell out this thing, right? Even if I start, kind of falling off that ledge, I'm going to climb back up and keep holding on strong, right? And you got to finish that course, man, right? Verse 8, henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. Right. So there's an end goal to this thing, man. So if you find yourself falling out this truth, understand, like, look, man, the crown is there, man. You just got to strive for it. You got to stay in this thing, stay on fire, keep enduring, keep that patience, keep that long suffering, man. Fight these demons, fight this temptation, fight the flesh daily, stay in that spirit, man. Because at the end of the day, there's an everlasting crown to where you're not going to even have to endure all of that stuff anymore, man. No longer, man. You're going to have that peace, right? One more. On my part. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 9. Right, verse number 24. 1 Corinthians 9 and 24 says, know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So run that ye may obtain. Right. So we all in this race together, man. You know, you might start off as number damn 924 in the marathon. But if you keep running, the person at the front who's number 4 and we're number 5, they might end up last, right? Oh, you know, well, I'm kind of starting at the back of the line, you know, but you know what? I think I'm gonna give up. No, man, because if you keep running that race, number 4 and number 5 at the front of the line, they might give up, and now they in last place, man. Keep going, keep striving. Striving for what? And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things, right? Striving to be good, striving to be better every damn day. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, because a lot of people, they do it to attain the riches of this world, right? They do it to obtain a crown that's going to corrupt. All about them spirit, all about me spirit, right? And they're going to end up falling out this thing because they're not striving for the truth. But we, an incorruptible, we striving for the kingdom. We striving to make it all the way to the end, to dwell with everlasting life and everlasting peace. You understand? With that, I yield. Go ahead, King.
Con, give for me 2 Corinthians chapter 12, 7 and verse number 10. Right? Because we're talking about sorrow a lot too, man. And that's how a lot of people get up out of this thing, man. This sorrow, bro. But we gotta go through godly sorrow, and it's for a good reason. So let's get this.
2 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse number 10. For godly sorrow worketh repentance to salvation, not to be repented of, but the sorrow of the world worketh death.
So the godly sorrow, right? You feeling bad for a sin that you committed, that's how you know you walking on that right path. But like I was saying earlier, if you slept with a man girl, you're like, man, forget it. She chose up on me. Like, nah, man, you have to feel bad for that thing, man. Cause that is worldly sorrow, right? And you ain't gonna even feel bad about what you done did. But godly sorrow makes you feel bad unto salvation. And that's what we're looking for, salvation. Read on.
Reading on. It says, verse 11, for behold, this self same thing that ye sorrowed after a godly sort, what carefulness is wrought in you? Yea, what clearing of yourselves? Yea, what
This is how you clear yourself from the punishment that you should have gotten to where you could get salvation. So a lot of brothers need to remember that, man. If you're not repenting constantly, he said those that the elect, right, they repent daily. So if you want to be the elect, man, you have to be repenting daily from things that you don't even know that you did, right? But read on.
Con. It says, what clearing of yourselves? Yea, what indignation? Yea, what fear? Yea, what vehement desire? Yea, what zeal? Yea, what revenge? In all things ye have approved yourselves to be clear in this matter.
So all these things that it just listed, right? This is how we need to be moving. That way we could be clear in the matter, right? Drop down to 13, and then we're gonna end out on that.
Verse 13. Therefore we were comforted in your comfort, yea, and exceedingly the more joyed we for the joy of Titus, because
so we have to also, Salakia, we have to also comfort one another, man. And that's it on that, right? We also need to be comforted of one another. Take the time to truly help a brother out, man, when he feeling down and bad and out on his luck, man. Help that brother out, man. And also, brothers and sisters out there, bro, don't be scared to ask, right? Don't be scared to ask for help from another brother or sister. Not in money, man. I'm talking about, like, if you feeling bad, call somebody, man. I just had to do that last week, man. I'm feeling depressed, bro. I'm feeling down, right? Talk to me, help me out, man. Get me out of this pit, right? Because if I don't do that, I'm gonna give myself over to sorrow, and I could end up falling out of the truth like that, right? And so can you.
Powerful. Yeah. So again, man, look, if you find yourself falling out this truth, ask these questions, examine yourself, you know, getting these precepts, call a brother up. Don't hesitate to call a brother up, man. You know what? I'm kind of been feeling out. Call me, man. Call Cap, man. Somebody, you know, because we here to help, right? So if you got to ask yourself, are you in this truth or are you not? You know, and ask yourself, is the Most High pulling me out this thing? Is the Most High throwing? Did I do something wrong for the Most High to throw me out this way? Let me make amends. Let me make supplication for my sins, right? Let me do something about it, right? Because we already know what's coming to this place, man. We don't want our people to go through that, but we know it's going to be a number, right? But we trying to save the souls that the Most High is allowing us to save, man. But and with that, we can close out now, King.
Khan. So Shema Yasharala Yahweh Allah Hayinawa Yahweh Achud, our Lord is one Lord, right? And his name is Yahweh, man. Shalom to the family out there.
God, we'll see y'all next week, man. All praises to the Most High. Call Allah, Yahweh Bashim and Mashiach Yahushai, and Shalom.